So, last night I made a video where I said I had a dilemma. And, after speaking through messages on, my previous video with Virgo Triad, she advised me to, go get a hold of the what she called postponement coordinator. I did that. But before I get into that, let me give you a little bit of background on what's going on. Yesterday, I had to go to a doctor's appointment as a follow-up for a procedure that was done on my back October 15th and October 22nd. They did a total of 10 injections into my back. 10. I thought it was 12, but no, it was 10. What they did was, you look at the spinal cord, and there are bony areas that stick out, like, just that close. And so what they did was they injected blocks into that gap. What it was supposed to do was help me walk better and see how much pain reduction that I could have by doing that. And so what they want to do in December is put permanent blocks, into that areas. They're doing about 6 of them. The type of the procedure is called radiofrequency treatment. And what they want to do is they want to put permanent blocks in between that, those bones. This bone represents my spinal cord, and this finger right here represents the bone that sits on the right side of the spinal cord. This right here is to my right. But as I'm looking at the video, it's making it look to my left, but it's not. It's to the right. And they want to put a block in there. It's supposed to, let me see if I can find the paper to read it to you. For the last 4 nights, I've been sleeping on the couch. And that's what I'm sitting on now. If I could find a paper while I'm making this video to you, I could better explain what is being done so that you can get an idea of what's going on with me. Paper's right here. Had a lot of junk mail today, that's why, I had to dig through a bunch of papers. And when I say junk, I mean literally junk. So, see what this is part. Well, anyway, what radio frequency treatment is, it's a procedure using a specialized machine to interrupt nerve conduction on a semi-permanent basis. The nerves are usually blocked for a period as short as 3 months or as long as 1.5 years. And you have to be a candidate, to qualify to get this kind of procedure done. It says, am I a candidate for radio frequency treatment? Guys, bear with me, my mouth is dry. Haven't had much strength tonight. Yes, this is a Pepsi bottle, but I have Mountain Dew ice in there. I like to make it look like I'm drinking Crystal Pepsi. That was my favorite soda before they took it off. So, to be a candidate for radio frequency, it's only offered to patients with headache, especially pain arising from the back of the head. Trying to make sure I understood that word correct, or was reading it correctly. Neck pain following injury and automobile accidents. Back pain following injury and automobile accident. And 4, mechanical neck and low back pain due to facet joint disease. It says here under that, you must have responded well to the treatment. No, you must have responded well to the diagnostic blocks to be a candidate for radio frequency treatment. The benefits of these is that the procedure disrupts nerve conduction with that nerve condition, and it may in turn reduce pain and other related symptoms. Approximately 70 to 80% of patients will get a good block of the intended nerve. This should help relieve pain. This should help relieve that part of the pain that the blocked nerve controls. Sometimes after a nerve is blocked, it becomes clear that there is pain from other areas as well. We're talking about injections. They want to inject these spots into my spinal cord. If it looks like I'm looking down, it's because I'm trying to watch the timer on my video here, because I'm trying to keep this short as I can. The procedure, that is how the procedure is performed. The procedure is an outpatient at our surgical suite under X-ray guidance to confirm needle placement depending on the areas to be treated. The procedure can take from about 20 minutes to an hour. When I had my shots done, the original injections for the temporary blocks, I had that done, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes. So, but because these are permanent blocks that they're putting in my back, that's why it's going to take longer. Since the nerves cannot be seen on an X-ray, that right there blows my mind, because I always thought nerves could show up on a X-ray. It's not. The needles are positioned using bony landmarks. The area to be injected is cleansed with an antiseptic solution. The local anesthetic is injected to numb the skin. A special cannula is advanced under X-ray to the area of the nerve. When the needle is in good position, the electrical stimulation is done before any treatment. The treatment may produce a buzzing or tingling sensation. You may also feel your muscles jump. The tissues surrounding the needle tip are then heated when current is passed using the radio frequency machine. This numbs the nerves. And they say numb with, quotation marks. Will the procedure hurt? Well, I think it will. Because the 2 times that I had that done, for the temporary ones, it was always the last 2 shots that hurt the most. So, but it's not to the point where, I absolutely can't bear it. But what it did though was it was so painful that when I'm laying down on that mat, face down by the way, I have my arms in a position and I'm clawing into that mat. And I'm pretty sure my claw prints are probably still there. Unless they changed it and put a new one in. Let me see here. What have I said? Oh yeah, will the procedure hurt? The nerves are protected by layers of muscle and soft tissue. The procedure involves inserting a needle through the skin and those layers of muscle and soft tissue. There are some discomfort involved. However, we, meaning the doctors, numb the skin and deeper tissues with local anesthetic using a very thin needle prior to inserting the radio frequency needle. You will also be sedated for the procedure. Well, I would hope so. What should I expect and do after the procedure? This has a few lines and then it goes to page 2. There are only 2 pages in this. What should I do and what should I expect and do after the procedure? We advise that patients take it easy for a day or so after the procedure. You may want to supply ice to the infected area to decrease any inflammation, if I could pronounce that word right. I have a little bit of speech impediment, so sometimes if I say words that has an S in it, you're going to hear me like slur a little bit. That's the way it's always been, even since I was in pre-K. Let's see. Perform your normal activities as tolerated. Initially, there may be muscle soreness for up to a week afterward. Ice packs will usually control this discomfort. It may take up to 3 weeks to notice the full benefit of this procedure. That's 21 days, which probably might take me to the rest of the end of 2019. Imagine that. Spending the final days of this year, for a lot of personal reasons. 2019 has not been a kind year for me on so many levels. But I feel like I gained friends. I was, even though I probably will never meet Virgo Triad, but I consider her as a friend. The fact that she took time to answer a question, she used my video in one of her videos to, address what I was asking, and for that, I appreciate it, and I consider her to be a friend. So, Virgo, thank you. What are the risks and side effects? Generally speaking, this procedure is safe. However, with any procedure, there are risks, side effects, and the possibility of there's the C word, complications. These vary depending on where the procedure was done. Whenever the integrity of the skin is broken, there is a potential for infection, soreness, bleeding, headaches, and nerve damage are also possible complications of the procedure. However, there is the key word, all complications are extremely rare. Then they give discharge instructions. For 24 hours after your procedure, do not do any of the following activities. Drive a car or operate heavy machinery. I don't even drive, so it doesn't matter. Drink alcoholic beverages. I haven't had anything alcoholic since 2007. I had a martini lemon drop at the Space Needle up in Seattle. I miss the place. Here's the big one. Make legal decisions or sign any contract under what not to do. Now see that line right there, when it says, do not do any of the following activities and make legal decisions or sign any contract. If you go back to page 1, it says, you will also be sedated for the procedure. And the fact is that this pain could take up to 3 weeks to get rid of, which is one of the reasons why I want to get this court case that I have coming up postponed to another day. And I have an update on that part in a moment. It says call the office with the number that to the doctor that's doing this procedure if you have any questions or develop a fever of more than 101.2, a headache or worsening of existing a headache, mouth skin dry again, or visual damages, marked increase in your neck or back pain, urinary retention. I guess that means the lack of having the ability to urinate. At least that's what I think. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't know everything. Well, in a way, I'm kind of why I don't know everything. But there's that. Lose control of your bowel, bladder, or legs. Been there, done that. You know, it's like, I've done all that. It's like, you know, but hopefully that doesn't happen. It says here, if you are diabetic and your blood pressure is more than 250. I'm not a diabetic. And I thank God for that one. Because I would either be on insulin where you get shots or metformin, one of the two. So that's the medical procedure that I'm having done on my back in November. Now, I just alluded a minute ago that I have an update about the postponement situation. I'm trying to get the court to postpone my case because I don't know how long. I spoke to the attorney today to get his approval or his okay, I guess. Well, not approval, but to get him on board to say, okay, yeah, I agree, we can postpone this. So now that I've got that, that's step one. Now step two, I had to write on a piece of paper of my own. And Virgo, if you're watching this, I would like to have some advice from you on how to write a letter of requesting a postponement. How should I say it? The fact that the attorney agreed, but I was told by the courthouse that I had to get him to sign that paper. So what recommendations do you have that how I can write this letter up to make it look good for the judge? I mean, I'm not asking for ways of telling lies and whatnot, but you seem to be the expert of a lot of things, and especially with the court stuff. So I'm hoping that maybe you can help me out with that. Any help that you do for me is always much greatly appreciated. And as far as I'm concerned, I consider you one of my friends. That the fact that you took that you care. You took time to listen to a video that I made that was for you specifically, and you answered my question. And now I'm not worried about that site, mylife.com. Although I continue to get emails from them, I'm afraid to open them. But sometimes I feel like I have to open them, click on their links and say I want to be unsubscribed. But I'm afraid that if I click on it, then they're going to know that my email is active. And I don't want to be bothered with them people again. So if you got any other advice about that, it would be greatly appreciated. So I'll tell you what, to everybody else, it is 20 minutes till 11 o'clock here on the East Coast of the United States. Wherever you are, I hope that you can make the best of your rest of your Wednesday evening. I'm not really a fan of these time changes. I just think it's ridiculous, but it's what it is. I mean, I do like this long summer days. Sometimes here in Ohio during the day, depending on where you are, the sun sometimes won't go down until 9:15, and it's supposed to be completely dark by then. Now actually, I think the darkest I've seen, or the longest I've seen in daylight, was about 9:45, so but that was last year. I'm not going to worry about that. But anyway, like I said, enjoy the rest of your day or night. And I hope Virgo can respond to my question about how should I write a letter to an attorney to get him to sign it so that I can take it to the courthouse, file the continuance, and pay the $8. So any help that you have, Virgo, I would greatly appreciate it. So with that, I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday evening. I am not sure when I'm going to make another video, but I hope it's going to be soon. So with that, have a good rest of your evening.